Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Laura and in today's video we're talking about media detox and how it helped with my art or not. This is part 2 of the challenge, so if you didn't watch my previous video, go check that one out first if you're interested. Also, this time I'm drawing ducks, which was a lot of fun, and I also liked them so much that I decided to color them using watercolors later on, which I rarely do, so stay tuned. Alright, so I did that 1 week media detox challenge with some small limitations I talked about in my last video. So I'm gonna go over everything I wasn't allowed to do from easiest to hardest. I'll talk about what I did instead to avoid these things, what I learned and how it helped with my art. And finally my conclusion and if I'd do it again. The first and easiest one for me to do without was radio. I almost only turn on the radio when I'm driving, sometimes when I'm filming or cooking. Since I allowed myself to listen to ambient music or lo-fi, anything without lyrics, this one wasn't hard for me at all. On top of that, the music that's usually on the radio doesn't speak to me that much anyway, it's just for background noise. And until a few weeks ago, I could have done completely without music. I'm one of those weirdos who can function in complete silence if I'm busy doing anything. I'm kinda rediscovering working with music again. And a lot of songs tend to annoy me even when I have to hear them too frequently, like it's very common for the radio. So yes, this one didn't even bother me at all. It wasn't really even noticeable for me. Would have probably been a lot harder without the music I allowed myself to listen to. The second easiest thing to do without has to be Instagram. Making my ranking, this was kind of surprising for me too, but I realized that I can forget about that app quite easily. I like to watch some stories or scroll a bit, but if I'm not allowed to, it's actually not that hard to just stay away from that app. I don't post that much on Instagram anymore. I identify a lot more with YouTube's longer form content and I only mention IG representatively since Twitter, TikTok and so on are even less important to me. I have to admit though that I spent quite some time on Mark Brunet's art school Discord server instead, which is probably most comparable to social media platforms. But hear me out, the focus lies on art and improvement as well as on community instead of consumption, if you get what I mean. In my opinion, that makes it way more valuable than watching TikToks or stuff like that. However, again, doing without social media apps would have been a lot harder without the Discord server, even though I'm not very prone to doom scrolling. So, next one is TV. Avoiding TV is kinda hard, but also very easy at the same time. It's very easy to decide to do without it, but it's really hard to avoid because my partner Manny needs something playing in the background all the time, and so he usually turns on a Twitch stream. So the hardest part of avoiding TV was to be in a separate room from Manny most of the time. Also, when we're at other people's houses and those people also like some TV in the background, I can hardly tell them to turn it off. I would never turn on the TV when we have visitors because I personally absolutely hate that, except we're doing a movie night. But that's a completely different story and everyone can do what they want. But yes, those are the reasons it's kinda hard to avoid. I thought it would be hard to fall asleep without TV in the background and actually it was, but only for the first night. I actually had to get used to it again because I also had a hard time falling asleep again with a stream in the background. This was kinda surprising for me. However, if there was anime on YouTube, I wouldn't really need anything else. We don't have actual TV, we don't watch Netflix that often. I could totally do without Twitch streams. The only thing I really enjoy, well, most of the time, is Crunchyroll. Number 4 on my list, and therefore the third most difficult to do without for me, is reading. I actually missed reading a lot, but I currently have one of those phases where I fall asleep so easily, and so it has been really easy not to read before sleeping. I just really miss a good book, but also I'm still so tired in the evenings that I didn't pick up a book yet. That doesn't really make sense at all, but however, I would probably rank that one higher in the summer when I read a lot outside on the balcony, or even now if I wouldn't sleep so well at the moment. And also I had that Discord server. Second hardest thing to do without was YouTube. I just love watching YouTube videos in my spare time with a cup of coffee or during meals. I know I shouldn't do that, but I love it. So when I had some spare time or when I was lacking some motivation to do anything actively, I really missed watching a YouTube video or two to kill some time. Also, as an art content creator myself, I like to see what my fellow artists are up to and maybe get some inspiration from them. And finally, the hardest thing to do without for a whole week, and if you know me, you probably guessed it by now, is gaming. It's not really surprising for me, but this media detox challenge proved that Money and me are indeed a gamer couple. It's not that we can't spend time together without it, but we love gaming, and that week it showed. Sometimes I missed reading, sometimes I missed watching videos or anime, but nothing was as painful as thinking, oh my goodness, I'd love to play insert game now. For example, I just restarted my old Pokemon Heart Gold edition on my Nintendo DS a few weeks ago, and I've been craving just playing it on the sofa next to Money. But honestly, this one could have been harder too, though. We already achieved all of our seasonal goals in World of Warcraft weeks or I think even months ago by now, so we're currently not addicted to WoW at the moment. That I still missed gaming so much made me realize that this kind of media detox challenge would have absolutely killed me at the beginning of a WoW season. So it was great timing from my side, and otherwise it could have been much harder. So did this media detox week help me with my art? I think it did. I can't say that for sure simply because I'm currently hyperfixating on drawing and improving my art anyway. Getting rid of all those distractions made me draw even more though. I've been drawing so much, it's crazy. I did my daily chores and then I started drawing, and I only stopped when it was time to go to bed. And actually, that sometimes made me feel like I was a kid again. Would I do it again? Probably yes. Actually, it wasn't that hard at all. I couldn't imagine doing that for a very long time span, but a week is totally doable. I don't even understand why I was so intimidated by the idea of doing that in the first place. But on the other hand, I had those limitations that made it easier for me. Also, the WoW season thing I just mentioned. So, would I recommend it? Yes, try it. But remember, I had a good timing. If you're currently obsessing over a new series, book or game or whatever, it might be hard to drop that altogether. Maybe wait until the obsession has faded a little bit and then give it a try. And after that, let me know how it was for you. And with that, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel for more art content. Thank you so much for watching till the end, and have a wonderful rest of your day.